Today's lesson is one that frustrates many students. Not because inequalities are difficult, but because they don't know how to translate words into mathematical symbols. Once you understand this simple method, you'll be able to convert almost any inequality word problem into mathematics. Solve it correctly, and represent your answer on a number line and in interval notation. Let's begin. Before we learn the symbols, I want you to remember one simple rule. Mathematics is a language. Just as English has words with different meanings, mathematics has symbols that represent those meanings. By the end of this lesson you will be able to interpret word problems into mathematical symbols. Let's start with our first symbol. Greater than. The symbol greater than means the value must be bigger than another value, but it cannot be exactly equal to that value. The following words also represent greater than. More than. Above. Exceeds. Higher than. Over. These expressions all tell us the same thing. The value must be bigger, but the boundary value itself is not included. For example, a student scored more than 60 marks. This means the student's score is greater than 60. It can also be used this way: a student's score is above 60. Or a student's score exceeds 60, or a student's score is higher than 60. Or a student's score is over 60. They all use the symbol greater than. Next we have less than. The symbol less than means the value must be smaller than another value, but it cannot be exactly equal to that value. The following also represent less than. Below. Under. Fewer than. Lower than. They all have the same meaning as less than. They simply means the value must be smaller, and not equal to the boundary value. Example. A bus carries fewer than 40 passengers. This means the number of passengers the bus can carry must not be up to 40. So it's less than 40. Another example. The temperature is below 15 degrees Celsius. Since below means less than, the temperature must be less than 15 degrees Celsius. Again. A child is under 13 years old. This means the child's age is less than 13 years. Next is greater than or equal to. This symbol means the value can be exactly equal to the given number or greater than it. The following expressions also represent greater than or equal to. At least. Not less than. No fewer than. Minimum. Not below. Although these expressions are different, they all communicate the same idea. One important thing to remember is that the boundary value is included. Let's see some examples. A student must score at least 50 marks to pass the examination. This means the student may score exactly 50 marks or any mark above 50. Therefore, the score is greater than or equal to 50. Another example. A worker must earn not less than 80,000 naira per month. Any salary below 80,000 naira is not acceptable. Therefore, the salary must be 80,000 naira or more. Which is greater than or equal to 80,000 naira. Again. The minimum age for registration is 18 years. This means the acceptable ages are 18 years and above. A person who is 17 years old is not eligible, but someone who is 18, 19, or 20 years old is eligible. Therefore, the age must be greater than or equal to 18. Another example. The container must hold no fewer than 25 liters of water. Ask yourself these questions. Can the container hold exactly 25 liters? Yes. Can it hold 30 liters? Yes. Can it hold 20 liters? No. Since no fewer than means not less than, the container must hold 25 liters or more. Therefore, the amount is greater than or equal to 25 liters. Now we look at less than or equal to. This symbol means the value can be equal to the boundary value or smaller than it. The following expressions also represent less than or equal to. At most. No more than. Not more than. Maximum. Up to. Although these expressions are different, they all communicate the same idea. The boundary value is included. Let's look at some examples. A bag weighs at most 20 kilograms. This means the highest weight the bag can weigh is 20 kilograms. The bag may weigh exactly 20 kilograms or any weight below it, but not above it. Therefore, the weight is less than or equal to 20 kilograms. Another example. A bus can carry no more than 40 passengers. This means the bus may carry 40, 39, 30, or even 20 passengers, but it cannot carry 41 or 50 passengers. Therefore, the number of passengers must be less than or equal to 40. Another example. The maximum speed allowed is 100 km per hour. Ask yourself, is 100 km per hour allowed? Yes. Is 90 km per hour allowed? Yes. Is 110 km per hour allowed? No. Since the maximum speed is 100 km per hour, the speed must be 100 km per hour or below. Therefore, the speed is less than or equal to 100 km per hour. Finally, you can spend up to 15,000 naira. This means you may spend 10,000 naira, 12,000 naira, or even exactly 15,000 naira. But you cannot spend more than 15,000 naira. Therefore, the amount you can spend is less than or equal to 15,000 naira. Before we go, let me test your understanding. I'll read each statement. You'll pause the video and write out the answer using the right inequality symbol. Question 1. A football team has more than 18 players. Pause the video and try it yourself. If the number of players is represented by P, then the answer is P is greater than 18. Question 2. The minimum mark required is 45. Try this yourself. If the mark is represented by X, then answer is X is greater than or equal to 45. Because minimum means greater than or equal to. Lastly, question 3. The maximum height allowed is 2 meters. Pause the video and try it yourself. If the height is represented by Y, then the answer is Y is less than or equal to 2 meters. Now you've learned what these common expressions mean and the inequality symbols they represent. This lesson is very important because in our subsequent lessons, where we'll be solving examination-style inequality word problems, you already know which mathematical symbol each expression represents. I'll leave you with a few more quiz questions on the screen so you can continue practicing on your own. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.